Rain served the table for Ariane with his cooked pancakes. He felt Ariane's edginess that he thought of making her smile. He stared at her, then thought of telling her a joke.
Why should you always knock on a refrigerator door before opening it? He paused. Then he gave the answer. In case there's a salad dressing.
Ariane giggled at first, then she started laughing. Rain placed a piece of pancake into her mouth, then both laughed. Ariane became at ease and began giggling. Then Rain tried to say another joke and simultaneously put another piece into her mouth as she laughed.
Well, here's one. What's an egg's favorite vacation spot?
Ariane was fumbling for an answer until she said, of course it's the egg's nest.
Sorry, it's New York City. Here, open your mouth. And both laughed at each other's expressions. Then Rainy said, we're going somewhere. And please, trust me this time.
Ariane stared at Rain Martin and smilingly replied, okay, it's fine. As they entered a city, Ariane wondered, what place is this that Rain brought her to, being unfamiliar to her?
Rainy Martin told her, we're in Mercer County. I brought you here to get the answers you're looking for.
Rain Martin brought her to a warehouse, which made Ariane wondered, why are we getting inside a warehouse, Rain? What are we going to do here?
You'll soon find out. Rainy just smiled and led her inside. As they entered the warehouse, Rainy began talking. This was my first business venture right after I graduated. Since Dad and I were no longer in good terms, I decided to stay away from his business and started on my own with the help of my grandfather's inheritance and a friend of his.
As they were nearing the business office, a secretary met them, who seemed familiar to her.
Why, Mr. Morrison, you came. Please have your seats because the boss was still talking to a client. I'll give him notice that you're here, sir. Just a second, please.
The operations manager was informed that Mr. Morrison was waiting outside his office, so the manager made his meeting with the client short. I'm sorry to cut short our conversation. And since we already made an agreement, let's meet again for its finalization. Thank you.
As Rain and Ariane came in, Ariane was tongue-tied. She couldn't believe her eyes. The manager likewise was stunned. Uncle Tom, you're the manager of this establishment?
Yes, Ariane, but what brought you here? And why were you with Rain Martin? Do you know each other?
Yes, Tom. Ariane is my new secretary. We came here because she needed some answers, which she can provide her, more than I.
Answers about what? I don't understand. Could you elaborate more about what you're saying, Rain Martin?
Now, I get it. I was brought here because there were questions that I needed to be addressed. Do you know something about Monica? Because that's what Rain is implying, Mr. Hendricks.
Rainy, what is this all about? You knew much more than I. You're putting me in such an awkward position. Why now am I answerable to this matter? You should be the one who had more explaining to do here.
You knew what happened the last time I was here, Tom. I don't want to offend her again, and since you knew both of them, you should handle this. You're more diplomatic than I am. You would know how to handle things when you're in a tight situation.
So, my hunch is right all along. My sister is alive. Monica is here, right, Uncle Tom? Both men were quiet, as if confirming her that her sister is indeed alive. I couldn't believe this. No amount of joy could ever measure the happiness she felt that day. Now that it is confirmed Monica is alive, will Ariane's troubles come to an end? Part 23 follows.